All right, good morning, Wasteland. Mr. G coming to you live from my literal garage, which also happens to be my Crossout garage, thanks to the magic of green screen. What are we doing today? Well, I was on the Reddit the other day, and somebody was like, and I'm not trying to make fun because Crossout does not explain itself well at all, but some poor soul on there was like, dude, I've added multiple radiators to my cannon build, and it's still not reloading faster. And Crossout does a really terrible job of explaining that there's two kinds of mechanics for weapons in the game. There's reload-based weapons, and there's cooling-based weapons. So if you're a player that's been playing for ages, you know this. Stop watching this video. If you're a new player, I'm going to briefly explain to you the difference. I've already done a video on radiators versus coolers. You can check that one out somewhere else, but we'll go over the basics today. So, for example, weapons like machine guns tend to almost always be cooling-based weapons that are going to overheat. The Cossus, pretty much anything in this entire machine gun line is going to be cooling-based. So that means it's gonna benefit from radiators as well as coolers, and I'll go over that in a minute. Now, a lot of the ones here in shotguns, strangely, some of these are cooling, but then the whole junk bow line here, these guys are all reload based, where a lot of these other guys are cooling based. And there's a really easy way to tell. You can see time to overheating, obviously, is a dead giveaway. See, if it doesn't have time to overheating, it is a reload based weapon. So right away you can tell these guys right here, just kind of the oddballs in the shotgun family. Really good line of shotguns, except for literally nobody plays the Jormungandr. All of your autocannons, these are going to be overheat weapons, so they're going to benefit from cooling. As you can see, why does this one have a little lock on it? Interesting. And then, of course, cannons. All these guys are reload. You can see there's no overheat stat on any of these guys. All your missile launchers, all reload as well. Grenade launchers, they're like randomly. This one overheats, so it's cooling based. This guy here overheats. The Yongwang, reload based. These guys are all reload based, except for the Aurora, because it's like a minigun, so it's gonna like overheat. You're like, Mr. G, this is so random. Well, welcome to Crossout. Also, Spark is not reload based. The Spark and the Tesla, they're gonna overheat. So you're like, if you're still confused, I'll demonstrate at the end, don't worry. These guys are gonna be reload as well. And then melee doesn't care because it doesn't have to reload, so it's in its own category. Of course, flamethrowers ridiculously can overheat, even though they literally shoot flame. So they're going to be a cooling mechanic weapon. Mandrake, reload. All these guys here, reload. All the drones, reload based. Some of these oddballs, they should all be, let me just make sure before I spout, all these uncategorized weapons are all reload based weapons. So what does that mean for you? So if you want to make your cannon build reload faster, you have some options. So yeah, I know I put it on a favorite. Don't judge me. I'm just slapping this together for your informative purposes today. So there's a couple things you can use to increase reload. It used to be that you could use engines, but no, they've gone ahead and changed that. So there's I believe the disruptor or the discharger. This will give you a reload boost of 10%. And then there's the flywheel. This guy will give you a reload boost of 20%. Now, you can tell it's a reload based weapon because after you fire, the yellow circle fills up. When it's full, bing, you can shoot again. So there you go. That's reload. There's not a lot you can do to make it faster. There are a couple of cabins that you can use to increase your reload. So those cabins are as follows. Let me go find them and dig them up for you. There's a new one coming, but the ones that improve reload right now are Echo. Has a perk where enemies are around you. You can discharge the perk and it gives you a quick boost to reloading. And then I believe the other one is this one, the Dead Man. Reduces weapon reloading time depending on the number of mounted weapons. So if you only have one weapon mounted, it gives you 25% bonus to reload. And then we're getting a new legendary cabin with blanket 15% bonus to reload. Now a little more complicated is our guys the cooling here. So take a look at the indicator down there. When I start shooting, it's going to fill up yellow. And once it fills all the way up, oh no, I can't shoot, I've overheated. And then off it goes. So we've got a couple things on here. We've got radiators, which increase the length of time till it's going to overheat. And I much recommend the RN seal over a cooler, but coolers have their own uses. But generally, you're better off with a radiator. Now I take the radiators off. You're going to see, wow, it overheats way faster. Look at that, just way quicker on the overheat. Now last but not least, we have cooling. So this is the white one. Is it the, oh, it's a radiator as well. Sorry, let me grab a shiver and I will show you a cooler. So a cooler is a little different. A cooler makes it so that it cools down quicker. So when I shoot, look how quickly the yellow goes down. Shoot, and look how quickly it goes down. And shoot, how quickly it goes down. Now I pull this off, do the same thing again. Slower to cool down. Yep, that is reload versus cooling and radiators versus coolers explained in as quick a possible way as I could. Now, I could be like another YouTuber and talk for another 6 minutes so that I could put an ad in this video, but I'm not going to do that because I'm not a terrible human being. And if you're like, hey, Mr. G, that's awesome, go join the Patreon. See, I did it. I had to YouTube it up at the end. All right, you guys, be good, stay safe. I will catch you on the next one. Mr. G, out.